Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marte, I come from Norway and I love makeup, and today I am very excited to finally be doing another one of my tarot palettes where I make a 9-pan custom palette based on 3 tarot cards from like a tarot reading, and this time I'm really happy with my palette. I did create this look using it, and I'm going to show you both swatches and a tutorial of the look. So if you're interested in seeing what kind of cards I drew this time from the Shadowscapes Tarot Deck and the palette that I made based on that color story, then please keep on watching. As for the tarot cards that I drew, these are the ones. So the first one here is 7 of Cups, then we have the 10 of Wands, and then we have the 7 of Pentacles. I'll just start with the first one here. So these cards, like the meaning behind it is a lot about like imagination and desires and having a difficult choice. As you can see, it's like a couple here, and there's just so many details. I cannot recommend this deck of cards enough. They're just so detailed and so beautiful. The second card that I drew is this one. It is really cool as well. You can see that there's a woman here and she's kind of like rooted here, and she's like carrying this huge almost like a new world on top. So this one you can like think means something about having a huge workload or a huge burden, but when I looked this up, it also said a lot about like having a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, anxiety, and she's carrying so much weight on her shoulders. For the last card, this is the 7 of Pentacles, and this one is a lot more optimistic in my opinion, because you can see a woman here and it looks like she's like in this enchanted forest and she's picking fruits. So maybe it's about like if you're connected with the other cards that you've been through something. So maybe it's a little bit about reaping what you have been struggling to sow, and just finally you get some results. So I'm just going to show you because I picked out 3 different shades for each card. So the ones over there are the ones I picked for this card. So on top here we have Terra Atlantis, then we have Modry Polysk from Glam Shop, and Crushed Blueberry from Makeup Addiction Cosmetics. For the second card right here, we have Cool Warm from Glam Shop at the top right there. Then it's Wheatness by Looxi Beauty, which is the mustardy matte. And it's AU from Glam Shop on the bottom there, which is just a gorgeous gold. Last but not least, we have the 7 of Pentacles, and for that I picked some really like cool toned greens. I have in the bottom, it's Siren Call by Sydney Grace. Then in the middle, it's Siren of the Sea from Looxi Beauty. And then on top, it's Cognac from Terra. So I really feel like all of these shades are just perfect for those cards. And it is giving me kind of like winter and Christmas vibes. So I wish that I had gotten these cards like closer to Christmas, because this would be a really nice Christmas palette, but I do love it for fall as well. And I did create this gorgeous look using some of these colors, which is quite fall-ish. But yeah, let's just get into the swatches of these, and I will let the names run over the screen right here, and then we will get into the tutorial afterwards. For the look that I am going to make, I really want to go like a gradient from this deep blue to this more kind of like foresty, cool toned green, and then towards the mustard, and kind of have like a little bit of a lighter inner part of the crease. And I think I'm going to be using this on the outer parts of the lid and then this one for the inner parts of the lid. So that is the plan for now. Of course, there's also a lot you can do with like the more like burnt orangey red here, and also the blue. Like there's so many things you can do. But I'm just going to start with this one, and I'm using my Glam Shop brush O127, which is quite detailed. I already applied my Smashbox primer all over the lid, and then I also used a little bit of my Makeup Revolution concealer just on the inner part right here and the outer part right here, just to cover up a little bit more of those. Like, I have a lot of discoloration around my eye, so I just really want to remove that. And I think I'm going to blend this one out with that green shade, Siren Call from Sydney Grace, just because I really like that kind of tone and it will match my earrings. And I'm also just going to add that deeper shade right here in the outer corner just to kind of wrap around the eye, and then I will be able to blend it out. And now I'm using Siren Call, which I said that is the green shade. I don't think I've actually used this before, so I'm curious. Like, it looks so pigmented though, but I'm really excited to try it. It did seem to have like a tiny bit of like, not necessarily like sparkles, but it's a little bit shiny. It's not like a completely 100% matte shade. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it, but very, very little. And the brush I'm using for this is my Glam Shop O122 brush, which is one of my favorites. It's just a little bit bigger than the previous one that I just used, and those two are probably like my favorite kind of brushes because they're just so detailed yet very easy to work with for blending. And I do have a lot of fallout right here. I'm not sure if it was from the green shade or the blue. Looks like both, kind of. But luckily I did not do my face makeup already. For the inner part, as I said, I'm going in with this one, which is Wheatness by Looxi Beauty, and I don't remember how this one performs, so I'm really excited to try it. It's definitely a really gorgeous shade. If you want something similar but not from Looxi, I did try to compare it with wow, it's so beautiful. With another shade from Makeup Addiction Cosmetics, which is the deepest blue that I used. And they have one that is called Dirty Brown, and it's just a little bit less yellow than this one. But I really like this shade. I just know that this one is discontinued, so I do think that the Makeup Addiction one is available. And if you have another shade that is very similar to this, then please just leave a comment down below and tip everyone about it, because these kinds of shades are just incredibly beautiful. And I will say that really applied so beautifully as well. Wondering if this is going to be a little bit similar to the kind of shades that I used for my Beauty Bay Wilderness palette look that I made a video on. I think it was my last video, because I haven't... No, it's not my last video, but it's relatively new. I just applied my glam glue all over the lid, and now I'm just hurrying up before it dries down, and I'm adding that golden shade for the inner parts, and then I will be using Siren of the Sea from Looxi Beauty for the outer parts, because it's just such a beautiful sea foamy green shade, and it just matches these colors perfectly, which is also why I added it in the palette. So I'm just adding this a little bit past the middle there, and I'm just going to take the other side of this brush, and I'm taking Siren of the Sea, and I'm starting more so in the outer corner. And once I have that laid down, I'm just making sure that I don't have any of that on the other side of the brush, and I'm using the gold to kind of tap over and blend the two shades, just because I want that one to be the most like prominent shade in this look, because I mean gold like the other one also has a little bit of gold in it, so I just thought that would be a good idea. So sorry if I'm like out of focus. I haven't filmed in a while now, so I'm not that used to it. Well, I'm really liking this, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the same for the other eye, and I'll probably just use that mustard tone down here. If I do something else, I will show it. If not, I'm just going to go straight to the close-up of this look because I don't have an inner corner shade in the palette, so I'll just use some kind of highlighter or something for that. And that was the close-up of this look, and I know it's very similar to the look that I did in the video where I played with the Wilderness palette by Beauty Bay, but I'm so in love with all of these colors. I just cannot get enough of like mustards and teals and greens, and especially now during fall, it's just so perfect. And just a little tip, if you do want to pick up some of these colors, then definitely just check out like one of the brands or something, because as I said, for the Looxi one that is discontinued in the middle there, you can get one that is called Dirty Brown from Makeup Addiction Cosmetics, and they also of course have that blue shade in the palette. And if you are picking up something from Looxi, for example Siren of the Sea, which is that one, it's not the same formula anymore, so it's a little bit less intense, but they do have a lot of similar to the matte ones right here. So you can, for example, get the shade Complicated for the blue, and for the orangey one here, they have a ton of options, and they also have a green one which is called Gremlin, which I feel like is quite similar to the one that I have in this palette. And for the gold shade, they have one that is Stacks, and that is one of my favorite golds, together with this one of course, but they're very, very similar. And of course, Glam Shop have a ton of different shades that are so similar to these. For example, I have that dirty brown shade, I think it's called brown yellow or something, and they also have like similar shades to all of the other ones here almost, maybe not the deep blue and the green, but definitely the other ones. And they have a ton of sparkly shades, so definitely check that out if you are looking for some sparkly shades. As for the rest of my makeup look, I will leave all the details down below, but I will mention what I used for my lipstick because I felt like it was kind of cool and very, very fitting to this color story, because I used Melt Cosmetics. It's called Golden, and it's kind of like a mustardy shade, but I used it in combination with my Cololurpop lippy pencil in the shade BFF3, and I really like how it ended up looking. Although I am not a fan of the lipstick, like how it's super messy, and I just don't like it at all. Like the tip is just so messy, and yeah, I hope that they change that. Other than that, I think I'll leave everything down below in my description box. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you liked the custom palette that I created. Please leave me a comment down below what you thought of it. And remember to hit the like button if you liked the video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you want to see more content from me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!